Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and you beautiful rainbow people in between, welcome. Welcome back to the Pelafort. I'm your host, Belphegor, the Prince of Sloth. Yesterday, wow, let's see, we headed up the Crystal Tower. Finally fought Lidibus, who became the avatar of the Warriors of Light, the first ever incarnation of the role in the first shard. Following this, Crystal Exarch finally transferred his memories and soul over to the Soul Vessel. We went on a goodbye tour of the entirety of Novarant. Returned to the source, restored our allies back to the mortal coils. And, of course, as you can see, the Crystal Exarch and Grahatia fused together, mentality-wise, and returned to our fold as well, as our newest scion is the 7th on Grahatia. But we also found out that an Ascian by the name of Fandaniel is possessing the body of Asahi Sasbrutus, stepbrother of Yatsuyu, former viceroy of Doma, under the rule of Garlemald. And Xenos is plotting something with this Ascian, which I'm not really looking forward to, because it feels like we had some really good villains, and now we're back to Xenos and a wild card that isn't that interesting. So, without further ado, let's see what new chapter awaits us after our adventures in the first, shall we? And music. Alizé's Quest. Cryo's eyes light up at the sight of you. Greetings, Indolent. Got to have a look in on our friends. Rest assured, everyone is quite well. I've been keeping a close eye on them, and have satisfied myself with that they are all in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convene in the Dawn's Respite to discuss how best to use their pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we? Yeah, sure. After you.
Well, my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I have a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
So, Yustola and Ryanja are fulfilling Ring's role. Nice.
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Welcome back, everyone!
Hey, Lise.
Lise!
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
Not just yet, Lise.
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lys Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
I don't believe we've met.
Okay, Lys, this is Graha.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Graha here, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
He's fanboying over there.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the First. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
Well, give her the lowdown, Alphino. You little shit.
Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Well, a moment, yes.
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition.
I wouldn't be so
And
sure.
though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'll take that as a yes.
At least you are simple and to the point.
Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
Ah, God.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? Alright, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne. The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble. The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald. And we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Ah, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Yeah, hello?
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you use to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
You are uninvited.
I'll do my best.
Get the fuck out.
I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
I've had too many stuffing meetings. What meeting? Lead on.
I knew you'd say yes.
You're welcome.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
Come on, let's go on an adventure, Graha.
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
That's one way to put it.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
He's so awkward.
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
Right, hello Totaro. Don't worry. I can say with complete confidence that Graha is just for anything. When the stall is about, one cannot afford even the slightest slip. That is for sure. Well, when I set out to save Halric, I think Gabu was always at the back of my mind, and having proved that the light corruption are not lost, I'm convinced that the same must be true of the tempered. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the ether of Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant. And though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, Alize. It wants full investigation. If there's even a chance we can save Gabu, we have to try. But however much I'd like to race over the Limsa to set to work, there's no room for recklessness, not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Beck Lug would remind us, we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we do not exercise due caution. And so, before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. There is just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt, and the combined work of many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Not of the modern scholars, perhaps, but what of the ancient counterparts? I know that Alex took a more than passing interest in the subject. And if what we seek is to be found anywhere, it would surely be at the Ethnochemical Research Facility, where they experiment on primals and the Whisperers. Yes, good thinking. I've never exactly been there myself, but I did read the reports on Ozsla, which means we'll need an airship. An airship, you say? Meet me at the northern bank of Silvertear Lake. I have got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Alrighty. Let's have a look-see. Hey, would you look at that? Hey, Totaro, you're outfitted nicely. snazzy looking. I give you the Bonanza, the Scion's very own airship. Built her as a company project with the help of our friends at the Rising Stones, and named her for luck and prosperity. Taro, this is amazing! We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our garments are impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, see, the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's fabled coinkeeper. I'd also introduced myself as a pilot, except training didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped. But that's alright, because we've hired this capable fellow here instead. The Bonanza is equipped with a full complement of mana cutters. By the way, feel free to use them to get around Azazla. But enough talk, it's time to fly. All aboard! Tataru, you continue to be the hardest working scion of us all. Where would we be without you? Ah, Zasla, how I've missed you. Did I ever mention that I was fond of flying? Because I am. Be it an airship or a Maro or a chocobo, there's nothing so exhilarating as feeling the wind on your face as the horizon unfolds before you. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tataru has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are on Azazla, and Alphina's report did not do the scale of the place justice. So, this is where you had your reckoning with Thordan. I wish I'd been with you. So do I, Alze. You would have been a boon to us all. The wisdom of Allah. What have we got? Meatballs, Serenfire. Okay, we will all that. Graha surveys his surroundings with an expectant glint in his eye. This appears to be the Helix, which means we stand in the Alpha quadrant. To the east lies the Beta quadrant, and yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Azazla, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I am mistaken, this place leads to the Aetherite, beyond which we will find an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. Alright, let's roll. And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to tempering. By Jove, he's got it! Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption. An overview. That sounds promising. Indeed, let us see what this report has to say. Confounded, the contents appear to have been deleted. But, no, isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid, but it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is, where to look? It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. Wow. It is likely that he kept a copy. I would say it is a distinct possibility. Assuming he was a researcher here, he will have had the quarters on the Hemisphere. We can ascertain the details of the Hemisphere control. Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the mana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already have suitable means of transportation, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship, then. We'll see you at the Hemisphere. Alright. Yeah. The area-wide rave. Mana cutters appear to be ironworks made, but I dare say Tataru will craft her own sphere soon enough. If the late Owen did indeed have chambers here, this node will be able to tell them. From what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning! An evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Hemisphere is not permitted at this time. Foiled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the 4th Umbral Calamity, and I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. Energy level critical. Returning to base for recharging. Well, surely there must be some way to gain access. Force, for example? Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentration of light shard might suffice. Lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant ether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that that was in the records too? I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that the lightning-aspected ether was prone to pull on the continent, resulting in surges that interfere with equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much elegant knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with you two, 'tis more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shard, if I may. I suggest we split up and search the Beta Quadrant. Oh, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest near the ether where the ether. They are wont to manifest where the ether is stagnant. Now we are just showing off. Which makes me think we should make a little contest of this. The first to return here with the shard wins. What do you say? Very well. It would be my honor to come in third. These two are great. Alright, where are we headed? Yeah. Looks like there's an entryway. Dude, this is pretty neat. Stagnant lightning. Looks like we're in for a tussle. Summon Quay. Attack mode. Alright. Yep, those ones. That was easy. Alright. Think we got some crystal shards. Bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that I thought of the prize slipped my mind. Are you doing? I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations. The lightning shard is yours. Is that a throwback to the Crystal Tower? What, no dramatic entrance? You changed. You remember that? In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day you meet an honest God's hero, after all. Well, the contest continues, so you had better hurry back. But one last thing. Thank you, Indolent, for bringing me here. Yeah, no problem, buddy. I'll take Alazar and Raha anywhere. Alright. Let's get out of here somehow. There's an opening. Alright. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? It appears Alizé had no luck, so victory's yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shards? Yep. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? That is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we both learn a great deal from Indolent, not only about the secrets of adventuring, but come, you should attend to our mission. Alright. How to go? Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the Habisphere. Only one obstacle remains: the security systems within. Should they be triggered, it could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, I pray leave the rest to me. If I'm right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes. But if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. Good luck, Raha. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. Now we wait. I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but iconic corruption and overuse sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of ether. Nothing if not practical. Alphinaud's was more philosophical, of course, political, dare I say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that the Sharlayan knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, our father was not happy. At the time, of course, Alphinaud was utterly convinced on his views and would cheerfully argue to death with anyone who saw things differently. But, by which I mean the rows were long. To be fair to him, though, he has since learned to be a little more open-minded. But deep down, he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for it. I should have liked to meet young Alphinaud. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the elegant civilizations as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. Didn't know you attended a studio. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon mark. My peers at the Students of Baldessian convinced me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Yes, Owen's archive node. It was waiting for me in his chambers. If a copy of his report still survives, it would be restored in this device. Shall we find out? Initializing. Scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as guest, please complete a biometric authorization. Verifying. Authentication complete. Guest identifies as member of the royal family. I'm at your humble service, Your Highness. It never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Doga and Une said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archive for iconic corruption. Searching. One item found. Iconic corruption and overview. The report is logged by author. Please state password. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Let the nice know the password. Right, let's see. Glory be to Alec. Long live Emperor Zonde. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it. Incorrect. Please try again. Come now, passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance... Password. God. God damn. If this fucking works, I'm gonna kick you off this island. The notion that password would be something so inane would be laughable were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. Handmaiden? You're gonna get your ass rocked, Node. What? Did that thing just call me? Wild Rose Girl. Wild Rose. Password incorrect. Again, be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Alright, that's it. I will dismantle it and manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax Machina into cooperating, it is them. Come, let's spread the node back to the Rising Stones. Oh my god, if password actually worked, I was going to absolutely lose it. Fine, I'll let Sid try his hand first. But if it doesn't work, we're doing it my way. Fair enough. Reviving the legacy. Grahatia seems eager to bear the node away. I should probably mention that I have yet to meet Sid since I'm waking up. Rambrios did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been afield on urgent business. Nevertheless, I assure you, my proposal is to seek his help. There's no pretext. However, much as I might look forward to seeing him again, him and everyone... What? Nevertheless, I assure you, my proposal to seek his help is no pretext. However much as I might look forward to seeing him again, him and everyone. Okay, that makes no sense. But come, let us be on our way. Look at him! All but running. How sweet. Still, I want you to keep him waiting, shall we? We shall. Alright, back to the Rising Stones we go. Where would stop? Nobody knows. Right. And in we go. I take it you have news to share. So do I. I'm pleased to see your mission was a success, and in no small part due to the bonanza. Crowd's back too. Wonder what was decided at the council. Large lowborn presence detected. Wonderful news, Indolent. Satoru contacted Sid on our behalf, and he is on his way here even as we speak. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind, Cryle? No, that doesn't sound good. As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to the events in Garlemald. According to the intelligence from our Doman allies, the War of Succession rages on, and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial legions in the provinces have begun to move independently of the motherland. A greater concern to us is the third, a legion assigned to Lord Nerva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from House Brutus. Brutus? Are they the ones who took in Yotsuyu and Asahi? This bodes well. Yeah, it really does. Xenos' movements, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Urianger will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Until such a time as they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere in the conflict. And so, thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from the Gimlet, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues of peace. Given the timing, I suspect they wish to put the respective houses in order ahead of a decisive clash with the Empire. You mean another one? Whatever the intent, this is not a problem easily solved. Limpsons, in particular, struggle in their efforts, and Alphino and Y'shtola have been called upon to aid them. So long as they are dealing with the Tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for the tempering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. On that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable in the Dawn's Respite? I'll show Sid in as soon as he arrives. Guess we just kick back and relax till Sid shows up. Ah. Let's roll. Take a drink of water in the meantime. Sid, at long last. As important as Gabu is to me, I know only too well how much more it is at stake here. Cure could change the whole world. Warning, His Highness is exhibiting elevated blood pressure. That node cares so much about Graha. Hey, Sid, Biggs, and Wedge. Sid. Hey. Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we've had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early, as under the impression you'd be slumming a while longer. Oh, I would have been, had you not fulfilled your promise. I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But if an alternative version of myself had already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you want my help with something, was it? Well, you see, shit be going down, yo. As Indolent would say. Well, treatment for tempering. And for the next step, you needed to find the password to the Alligans report. Just so, with nary clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess it correctly. Thus we turn to you. Well, I love to say that we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, a Magitech terminal should make short work of identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Rambos. It contains an Alligan dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to a terminal and set it to work right away. Tutorial, I like your airship. Why, thank you. I don't know what they're talking about. Ah, looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. God, it's so good to see you again, Sid. Ha! Short and simple. Just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, your highness? I would, my lady. Always good to have Sid helping us. God, I miss him. It's come such a long way since we met him in The Realm Reborn. Node open. The report entitled Iconic Corruption. An overview. An overview. Password freedom. Password accepted. Opening report. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism by which icons corrupt and bind men to the will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the alteration of ether of the soul. Said ether ordinarily exists in equilibrium. Equilibrium. No one element being more prominent than another. But when a subject is exposed to the ether of an icon, this changes, the soul taking on the properties of the entity in question. What the hell? By way of example, exposure to the ether of the fiend, Sephiroth, would cause a subject's ether to become aligned with the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain a heightened affinity with the earth aspected magics, as well as a preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure would further enhance his traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. The changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributable to the elemental alignment, however. Further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrally charged, but stagnant during the process. This stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the icon, the thoughts of whom come to consume their entire existence. In this manner, the corrupted become worshippers of the icon, the prayers serving to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of iconic corruption, my colleagues and I set out to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, an endeavor in which we were successful, albeit at a great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women all, fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Though I knew it would be a fruitless endeavor, I protest the decision, and for my impotence, I have been stripped of rank and title, and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I recorded in hope that one day, someone will undertake to do that which I cannot, and find a cure for the victims of iconic corruption. End recording. So even the Algans were able to find a cure, or rather, were not given the chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo can remedy it. True, yet were we simply to reanimate a tempered soul, fear would do naught to diminish the individual's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we would somehow need to suppress the primal's hold of the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining its thrall. If we could only make them remember who they were. So that's no point in reviving the souls unless we restore the soul. Let's go with the first one! Take a drink of water. A lot of talking today. But of course, memory transference. The process has been the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation. That is, limit the effects to only those memories that existed prior to tempering, through thus restoring the sense itself. We could theoretically drown out the incitements of false faith which had come to dominate the individual's thoughts. Hey, Horin! It's going well! Got back to the source, and now we're continuing the story back to its main course, away from the first. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corrupted would help us to identify suitable memories for reanimation. But are you confident you can adapt memory transference as required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home culminated in literal bloodletting. Yeah, cool indeed. They did, you were right. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate the mechanism, and I can see the rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the basis for a cure. Then perhaps it is better that we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time, I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, notes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics, which leads me to believe that we may be capable of performing simulations of the transference technique. If so, we would be able to conduct years' worth of tests within the space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different from how we identified the password. But it'll take more calculating power. A lot more. And honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Tell me, Sid. Why do you suppose Owen locked his report behind a password? To keep it from prying eyes, of course. Why else? Wait, a password that could be guessed by anyone with the leisure and a dictionary wouldn't keep it from a person minded to look. No, he wanted this report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe the motto was freedom through technology, or some such. You two, round up as many Magitech terminals as you can find and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief. See ya, Biggs and Wedge. Things are about to get very busy. Lucky we have you to help, eh? Too true. do you think, Ryle? Suffice to say, I shall be of whatever help I can. And you, Tataru? All those Magitech terminals won't come cheap. Ah, shut up, Tataru. Some things you shouldn't put a price on. We're getting there, Indolent, one step at a time. As with our first foray into the labyrinth of the ancients, we seek to venture into the unknown, and in order to succeed, we require only knowledge and preparation, but daring besides, just like old times. Right, Grahatia and I configured the terminals, with the rest of you to procure supplies. Namely, cerulean, to fuel the terminals, and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have of both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some adventurers and go on a gathering spree. In that case, I trust Indolent and Alzay with the cerulean. Here's a promissory note for each of you. Take them to the Sky Steel Manufacturer in Ishgard and the cerulean processing plant in Thanalan. The people there will give you what you need. Yours is a well-known face in the Holy See, I believe. If it's all the same to you, I'll be headed to Thanalan. Whoa, back Betty, Thanalan. Right, to Ishgard. Stand the Sky Steel Manufacturer. What is it you require? There you go. So, you are after cerulean. In that case, please present the note to our engineer at the airship landing. We shall be glad to assist you. Alright. Ishgard. Cerulean, you've come to the right man. Fair warning though, this price has shot up on account of the uncertainty with the Empire, so I hope you've got coin. Well now, promissory note from the Ironworks. Don't see many of these. Not that it's a problem. It's as good as gold to me. Hey, Aimric, and he has one of the Vanu with him.
My friend, after the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places.
Good to see you, good sir. It's been a while. You too, Lucia.
As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem. To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course.
Hey, I remember you.
Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find.
Well, that's true.
I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you?
Sure thing. No problem.
But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day?
Cerulean.
A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed.
Don't get too excited, Emmerich.
Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it. In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
Always a pleasure. Wow, that is a lot of cerulean. Literally barrels full. Till next time, Emmerich. Always good to see you, man. Well, it's no high wind, but I do like the airships in this game. Oof. That is a lot of machinery you got there. Thank you, good sirs. Hey, Alice's back.
Oh, who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much?
You probably had to carry it back from Fanaland.
Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Yeah, but someone's got to do it. Might as well be you, Alice.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more now that I look at it.
We got them connections. Everything in order, Tataru?
Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
Oh, goddammit, it's Nero.
It's been a while, hero. You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering.
Yeah, but you still look like Spike from Buffy the
But if you mean
Vampire
to
Slayer.
achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
Sid and Nero look like Jeff Bridges and Spike.
Ask Jessie. She was the one who hired you. All I know is you're an employee of the Ironworks now, so you'll bloody well earn your keep.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel, not only across dimensions, but through time. Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 parts to Garland's 1. And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin. All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic. Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while.
That can't be good.
Damn it. It's overloading.
She won't last much longer!
We're gonna blow up a base, because that'd be hilarious.
We'll have to shut it down.
Wait! We're close. So very close.
Oh.
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Nero, I've missed your
Please,
snark.
a moment longer. I beg you. There. I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
Wonderbar. Progress.
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at.
This is true.
This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
But you don't have the money for it.
Thank you.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
Alright. Time to see if we can put it to proof then. A lot of stuff happening today, apparently. So, we finally have it. The cure for tempering. All that remains is to put it to use. I shall be praying for your success on the front lines. In the end, we didn't have to pay for the terminals, which is great for us, but I cannot help but feel that my counterpart in the Ironworks. Alas, the Ironworks crew couldn't linger long. Far too much to do, yet brief though our time was, it was bloody good to see them. Forget us not. Alize has only one thing on her mind. Murder. Homicide? At long last, we have our cure. In theory, at any rate. We cannot be certain until such a time as we put it to the proof, and I am quietly confident. Well, if we're to test it on someone, then I suggest Gabu. His systems are relatively mild. It'll be fine, I'm sure of it. Yes, as long as we exercise due caution, it will be fine. Without further ado, then, let us make for Limsa. We've kept Gabu waiting long enough. Gents, we're going home. Play me that sweet Limpson music. That's good. Oh. Wow. That is a lot of latency. This play, Nalazay, is very fond of Gabu, to the extent that I have a hand in it. I shall do all in my power to bring him back. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have our host bring Gabu to us at once. Let's get to it.
Apologies for the wait.
Gabu, have you been good?
Last time we saw him, we were alone.
Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Hey, you two, how you doing?
Fancy meeting you here.
Alphino Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment?
Alvino, you have missed so much.
Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic. Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Yep.
Nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
Bacon! I mean, hello.
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
I like how those two are just in the background like, she just
Be
summoned
that
a
as it
pig.
may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Fantastic.
Excellent. With your permission, then, let us begin. Yes, this will do. And now, it's my turn.
This is how you roast bacon.
Tis done.
No small amount indeed. Oh.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allagans did not. It was never like to be easy.
Fair enough.
The rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one.
Do right.
I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
Yeah, sure. Just sitting around all patched thus far.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
Alright, if you don't, I don't know, I get his helmet.
Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
Well. As I will succeed, I'm certain of it. We need but have faith. Fair enough. Well, seems as good a spot as any to have a rest. There's no benches anywhere. Oh, no, there's no benches anywhere, Alphino. Where are you two going?
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light-corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even. But Alize refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion.
That's nice. Oh, if it's any consolation, she's in awe of your work.
She told you of my graduation thesis. How very embarrassing. Nonetheless, it is comforting and not a little surprising to hear that I'm still capable of impressing my sister. On the rare occasions I'm not annoying her, that is.
Rare occasions indeed. Ah, great, and now she's a zombie. It still has figure skates for boots.
Alize, are you all right?
She had
The treatment. Did it work?
She had one too many shots of tequila.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
Oh, that's right, he sounds like Oliver Twist.
Gaboo!
I forgot about that. Appearance versus voice work is really off kilter for Beastmen. Expect these rough voices and you get very posh, very British. Except for with the pixies, who are rightly Scottish and very pissed off. Especially Faye-Ul.
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan.
I didn't imagine Titan with a Santa Claus
But I
beard.
never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart. Constantly, ever, always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alize's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
Your hopes reached Gabu. They helped him to hold on.
Nice. So get this storyline all bundled up and nice and
I'm
even.
so proud of you, Gabu.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alize. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help them?
You're repeating yourself, kid.
Yes, we can. All of them.
Well, most of them. At the very least, most of them.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use.
Well,
as you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether. And while Alize was able to heal Gabu alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say that we cannot save everyone.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gabu, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
After you rest, Alize.
Then the next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
Oh, great. We're gonna break into that witch's hole to annoy her again, aren't we? We're like those kids that won't get off a fucking lawn.
I have to go now, Gabu. But the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
Off you go, little orphan Annie. Hey, sir, can I have some more? More? Yeah, that's where we're going. I'll say we'll be exhausted from her efforts, but you wouldn't think it so to look at her now. If she is ready to press on, then so am I. You may recall that in order to procure the ingredients for Angelo, we had no choice but to surrender ourselves to the whims of the pixies. But I should have done so with far better grace had I known we would go on to achieve. We did it. We brought back Gabu. And if I have any say in the matter, he'll be the first of many. Like master, like pupil. A trace of a wry smile is visible on Y'shtola's lips. As she will be at pains to remind me, I have not paid Master Matoya a visit since returning to the forest. But it seems as good a time as any. Come, let us make for her cave. Alright, Let's go visit Master Matoya's abode. Heaven swore it had such good music. Such great areas, too. Sometimes since Master Matoya last saw you, Stola. What a lot they will have to talk about. Do you remember when last we came here? It was to find out why the others had collapsed. If someone had told me then that they had been whisked away to another world, I would have probably laughed in the face. You live and learn, eh? Master Matoya is something of a legend among Archons. I very much look forward to meeting her. Not the dress down I am liable to receive from my inept attempts at summoning you. I take it you are ready to bear witness to the joyous reunion of master and pupil. Very well. Alright. Let's go meet up with Maggie Smith over here.
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude. I am told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away, and for that, we owe you our lives. Thank you.
You were gone so long. I was starting to think you'd set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by a handful of years.
Ever the scholar. Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the First, befriending a tribe known as the Knights Blessed in the process. There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
Alphino! 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 I am going to murder you, boy!
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
Well, that came to a head. You're gonna be
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
Alphino, you're gonna be buried dead after this.
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
How remiss of me. Grahatia is my name, and I am proud to call myself a scion. I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the first place.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galaf used to speak of you, and Kryles told me all about your recent exploits. Do you have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made, I'm not in the habit of dwelling on the failings of the younger generation.
No, but she'll go on about the failings of the older one.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day.
God, I love Master Matoya. Form of water bucket.
So that's the way of it. It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create porxes with the power to stir the soul.
Yep.
Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers, we'd collapse before we reached double figures. But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother porxie, as it were.
Her voice actress is so good.
Seems I haven't seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
What moldy old hole? We going back into the answer tower? Where are you sending us this time, Master Matoya? As for you, Alphino, I will bury you alive. A porxie that produces porxies? What an inspiring idea. By the way, Indolent, do you think I misspoke earlier? I assure you it was not my intention to embarrass anyone. Oh, don't worry. We'll just get a couple shovels, you know. 6 feet deep. You'll be fine. Moldy old holes, she says. She really must miss the place. What does she mean, do you think? Some manner of hidden workshop, perhaps? In case you ever wondered, Alphino got his innocent streak from our mother, and it can be rather enduring, even useful in certain situations. Most of the time, it makes me want to shake him. Poor Y'shtola. Alright, off to my old workshop then. Everything required to make your familiar is there. That may be, but no one has set foot in there since the Exodus. I dread to imagine what has become of it. Oh, there's sure to be a handful of feral familiars, mayhap a monster or two, but nothing to trouble the likes of you. You can consider cleaning up the place payment for my help. Fine, I'll do it. Good girl. Now, if there's no other objections, I suggest you run along to the Maker's Quarter. I'll send one of my progos ahead to let you into the workshop. You need only tell him who you are. One can never be too careful after all. Off you go! Right, back to Ildershire, and then to the Maker's Quarter. Huh? And the epilogue. It should be, yeah, I don't know. back over there. Goblin foregrounds. Oh god, I wouldn't mind vacationing in an area like this. What's it for all the murderous, rampaging monsters, the giant insects, and the goblins? Grass could certainly do with a trim. As I may have mentioned, Aliza and I were still very young when we departed with the Exodus, and I thank Stola for remembering the city as it once was. Judging by the unruly state of the flora without, I think it's safe to assume there will be no shortage of unruly fauna within. Add to that the undisturbed secrets of the workshop, and we have the makings of adventure. The workshop was an unforgiving place even before the Exodus, yet the years of neglect have improved it. Hello, Perugo, the Unwashed. Greetings, Ribbit. Welcome to my good mistress's relic. Pero Rogo is my name, and I am honored to be your guide. Within you will find a space dedicated to the making of familiars, along with a cavern wherein requisite ingredients may be had. I must warn you, however, that the place has not played host to a single soul, much less a brew, in over 15 years, and will, I regret, be in some disarray. But rest assured, my brothers and I shall see to it you do not lose your way. Now then, Ribbit, only say the word, and I will show you in. Matoya's relic, now accessible. Do a barrel roll. Let's see what we got. The Maker's Quarter was once home to some of the finest crafters Eorzea had ever seen, but it has lain in forgotten ruins since Charlie and Exodus. It is there, hidden amidst overgrown foliage, that the entrance to the former workshop of Archon Matoya can be found. Seeking to create a familiar that creates familiars, he threw open the doors and stepped into the moldy old hole. If has souls to do so in decades. Yeah, let's go with Braha.
I stand ever ready.
Alright, let's see what we got. Yep, this is definitely a witch's lair. That is a lot of books.
Right. To begin with, I need you to gather a few ingredients.
Alright.
Listen well to what the Porogos say, or you'll wish you had.
Fair enough. Never thought I would see this place again. First things first, we need to harvest some clay. We're counting on your local knowledge. Clay can be had at the Clyclot Cauldron. Ribbit, through the portal if you would. Alright, let's go. The creatures have taken up residence, I wonder. Wherever they are, I'd short order them. Please follow me, Ribbit. Put down any pests that bar the way. And if... Summon prey. That mode. I miss rain. Allow me to assist you with the game. Nice. And of course, Spriggan. That thing is too slower. I did not imagine this place would be so infested, Rivet. Hello, son of Ziggy. Ah, Ziggy and his stardust. That's one, right? Plays across the way. Well, we need to deal with the Mudman first. That's supposed to be a golem. I have to quit. I don't know. Tank Buster.
Allow me.
Let's return to the intercept. No better, I would say you're having fun. Of course Graha's having fun, he's going on an adventure. Alright, where to next? Next, we need to get the water flowing again. What's next? Water? She just said that, Yashoda. That's right, water worked with the clay. It will be my pleasure to show you the clear knot cauldron, Ribbit. Please use this book. Right? How often did I come here to fetch water for Master Matoi's tea? For your own safety, keep close to me, Ribbit. Ah, that is... That would have been alright. Glitter buddies. That's bait. Yep. Hello. Come here, Jax. Really going for the throat. Please wait a moment while I move the lift, That's actually pretty cool. Huh? Okay. Good. Alright. More of those hot turks. Alright. Oh, good. Gelatin. Ribbit? Just a moment. Neat. I sense a mischievous presence, Ribbit. Please be careful. That's it. Oh god, it's still here. Okay. Huh?
Let's give him a go!
Really, Elsa? Right out the gate. That's what's right. Yeah.
Allow me.
Wow. What's going on up here? That's actually pretty cool. Huh? Ow.
You want to rescue?
Supposed to get out. Oh well, almost dead. so bothersome as a familiar made by an untrained hand. Well, maybe. Might be able to use that with our weaker. Water's flowing again, Ribbit. Let's head back. Alright. Last but not least, fire up the kiln. I'm freezing my sodden clothes. Why not? You will be warm again soon. Very warm. Step right through, Ribbit. I will guide you safely through the kiln fire cauldron. Let's see what we got. Wow. Jim Henson stuff. Good heavens, the magma rainbow colored. Off we go, Ribbit. Please try not to fall behind. It's a product of dissolved crystal, less you wonder. That's bland. Hello. What the Ribbit? That's a big one. Assume that's the boss of this area. Those fire yetis. One sec. How's that? Oh, I'm having a hard time hearing you. That the game's audio is so loud. All right, how's that? Lovely. Yeah, audio is something I have to change, like, almost every stream, because it's either too low or too loud, and I don't know exactly how to fix it, and I won't know until you guys tell me, so thanks for that. Alright. Spend the win. Alright. Flaming Yetis. I did not expect these things to be down here. Yeah, that left a mark alright, right, Y'shtola. No magnet can't stop us, Ribbit. Yes, playing with the audio balance is always fun. Too true, Orin. Audio is always something you have to fight with. I summon Frey in attack mode. Thanks for letting me know, Kim Neon. Nope. Oh, ask me to hold back, Y'shtola. Spin the win. make it a rule. If my audio is too low or too loud, let me know, chat. Alright. You leave that mark you stole it. What a mark you've left. You guys think, holy crap. Ribbit, it's that big brute again. Ribbit. And a treasure chest. What do you got? More materia. Alrighty. And... Nope. Then the one. And slam dunk. Slower. There we go. Alright, Toad, do your thing. Excellent. Honestly, smite this fiend at once, for all, Ribbit. Oh, so you're not the last boss. Huh? No, you don't. Sweetie son of a... Lucky, lucky, lucky. Oh, done and done. What a fiery battle that was. I don't mean the magma. Your destination awaits. Alright, let's get this thing up and see what we will see. That takes care of the kill, Ribbit. Hi, let us return to Master Matoya. And now the kin should be lit. Well observed, Graha. Alright, back to Master Matoya. What do you got for us? Alright, it's time to bake ourselves a porksy. Wow. That's way better than Alze did.
Right then, let's get this over with.
Yeah, that's
Newborns are wont to be difficult. Sure, who's in charge?
God, I love that voice actress. Every time Porcelain, Mother Porksy. Alright! Every time Master Matoya talks is really great. Voice actress is at her A game. Legal Raymet, really. Alright. Beside, I suspect the creature will be anything but regal. Yeah, let's get this bacon. Rabbit hunt! Alright, let's see how well you can handle them, big girl. That sounds like a tank buster. Frey, I summon you in attack mode. Hello. Get him, Frey! Hello. Not get hit.
Allow me.
That seems simple enough. Okay, so that is the thing about it. Hit hard. She's hitting herself. Quickly find her. And the win. Group and focus on me, Sprite. Explosion. What? Hello. Alright, so she's right there. How better? Almost done. Percent. Anytime you want a limit break, or not. Yep, there we go. Done and done. Victory for the Pellet Fort. Hey, we're happy again. Yay! Right. What do we got? Probably helping me with Dancer. What say you? She's switching. Is that normal? Just beat the living crap out of her. Alphino? Alphino's thinking too hard. Okay. Nothing quite like a fresh familiar. Never knew familiar creations could be so rambunctious. Alrighty. Let's see what we got. Who is it?
There we are. Quite tame.
Then all that remains is for me to imbue her with the magic. My friends, I'm afraid I must trouble you for your ether once more.
Go for it. Woohoo indeed, Orin. I believe this is what they call applewood smoking your bacon.
That should suffice.
Good. Let's set her to work then, shall we? I want to see some porkses. Assuming that is, someone can spare the requisite energy.
Yeah, that's fair.
A mere
bacon.
drop in the ocean for the great sorceress Matoya, I dare say.
You're not gonna let her live this down, are you, Master Batoya? Well, that just leaves me then, isn't it? Hey, fancy.
Excellent. Our very own litter of Angelos. And we can make as many more as we want, simply by providing the mother Porksy with additional ether.
That's really smart, Matoya.
I will require a moment before I try again.
It's still hard work, but a damn sight more efficient than making them one by one. Thank you, Master Matoya. Everyone, we're a step closer to our goal.
Distributed amongst the allied nations, they should do much to facilitate closer dialogue with the beast tribes. And given their present travails, I believe our friends in Limsa Laminsa should be the first beneficiaries.
Agreed. Though I must leave this errand to you. I doubt my legs will carry me out of the cave, much less to Vilbrand.
Fair enough.
Thank you for taking the lead in gathering the ingredients. I expect you would benefit from a rest too.
I never get a rest.
In addition to the Porkses, I trust you've gained an inkling of how much effort goes into the creation of familiars. Or mayhap you attribute your struggles to old age.
No need to kick her while she's down.
Yes. Would it persuade you to treat me like an adult?
Not with that pertness, it wouldn't. Anyway, assuming you have no other favors to ask, I shall be leaving.
Alright, Master Matoya. Always a pleasure to see you. Such a great character. Maybe one of the best ever put to this entire game. What say you, Graha? Forgive me if this is a silly question, but of all the creatures we can imagine, why choose a flying pig? Not that I dislike pigs, mind you. Given it was her first time making a Porksy, Master Matoya did a fine job, though she did have Angelo for inspiration. Oh yeah, Ishtal is still in there. Lest you wonder, Master Matoya has returned to her cave with Ishtola. They are pieces apart, are they not? Alright, Alze, grab the shovel. We're burying your brother alive. Yeah. Trusts and Matoya's relic. The Admiral's resolve. Alphinaud is eager to deliver good tidings to Limsa Laminsa. Well then, my friends, let us return to Limsa Laminsa and deliver the good news to the Admiral. A word to the officer in the Bulwark Hall should suffice to secure us an audience. Alright, gents, we're going home. Play me that sweet Limsan music. That is some good music indeed. Chocobo heads. Why, Corporal Scotty, ever welcome sight. Tidings for the Admiral, you say? She is presently receiving guests, but For the Scions, I know she will make an exception. Follow me. Hey, Sahagan and kobolds both. Ah, my friends, what brings you here this day? Shit be going down, yo. Is this true? By the Navigator, I care for tempering. As often as I've been in awe of you, Science, I would not have thought it possible. And yet it is, Admiral. We have done it here in Limsa, and production of more familiars have already begun. You have my thanks. Truly, this will do much to advance the cause of peace. Yet I fear it will take more to close the rift betwixt man and beastman. Ah, even to speak thus divides us. Ah, welcome as it is, a cure will not guarantee reconciliation between our peoples. For though summoning in the temple may serve to fuel the conflict, they are but symptoms of it. If we are to resolve the primal problem, once and for all, we must address the cause. We must strive for mutual understanding and find a way to leave our bloody past behind. So it's I who moved that the Alliance renew the push for peace. Since our ancestors came to these shores, some 7 centuries past, we Limsans have been at odds with those who share our island home. Save for a brief moment of cooperation with the kobolds, our history have been one of nigh constant territorial squabbling. Meanwhile, our struggle with the Sahagan for control of the seas has only grown fiercer, a matter made worse by the thrice-damned calamity driving them to seek new spawning grounds. With survival at stake, each had no choice but to fight, and so I dismissed peace as impossible. Impossible is a word coined by the weak, I proclaimed to all who listen, and then gave up. You and yours put me to shame. Since you led us to victory against the Black Wolf, you have achieved the impossible again and again and again. And I thought it high time that I followed suit, hence my proposal to the Alliance Council. But no sooner did I reach out to our neighbors in Vilbran than my own people sought to thwart me. You speak of the pirates who failed to attend the meeting. Aye. Acting through a friendly faction among the kobolds, we had intended to seek an audience with a prominent patriarch. But the bloody executioners would not hear of it, and the absence sent a message to the rest. Though they are but one of 3 pirate powers, they are the greatest, and any attempt to peace would flounder without them. I'm given to understand that the leader, Captain Hilfer, has been bedridden for some while with an ailment of the lungs. Correct. In his absence, his right hand leads a man named Sickard. But recently... Cadence. Correct. In his absence, his right hand leads a man named Sickard, but recently risen to prominence among the ranks. Save for his disdain for authority, little is known about him. We have invited him to speak with us more than once, but he will not come. I have tasked the Yellowjackets and the Rogues with uncovering his motives, but they have learned naught of any value. Leave it to us. That's what we're here for. As long as you get me a giant flying bed after this. We have a nose for the truth. Whatever this Sicard wants, we'll find out. Truly, I would be much obliged. I shall look forward to hearing what you learn then. Good luck. 1 second. Alright, nose was getting stuffy there. Alrighty. Alizé? The Admiral is right. The cause of the conflict needs to be addressed. We'll do what we can to ease the way, but ultimately it falls to the Limsons to make peace with their neighbors. Raha? I know naught of this city save what I've learned or heard in passing, so this matter I will follow your lead. Fair enough. By way of a first step, I suggest we split up and make inquiries around town. Someone must know this Sicard. If you could approach the pirates indolent, the rest of us will seek out merchants and adventurers. Alright, off we go. Where are we headed? Marauder and Afgastel then. Right. We're meeting with Cavalian, whatever. Hey, Carve. Curious about Sicard, are you? As am I, my friend. As am I. Sadly, I know nothing of the man, save that the bloody executioners experienced a marked improvement in their fortunes after his promotion. Quite how he achieved this is a matter of some debate. As you know, the thalassocracy permits us to attack only Gallian vessels, yet these have all but vanished from the sea since the Empire turned in upon itself. In order to adapt, we Krakens have taken to trading with the East, but the executioners are less forward-looking. I cannot but imagine that they would be willing to abandon the old ways. So how then are they lining the coffers? Whatever is the secret, they are not like to share it with the rivals, but mayhap you would have more luck. Fair enough. That leaves the Sirens, right? Or is the Harpies? I can't remember the name. To the Afgastel. Oh, well, event is going on. Something to do later, I guess. Eh? You want to know about Sicard? He's a wily bugly is what he is. Found a clever way to be making coin, they said, and trading it for Moscot's place at the old Hafner side. There was a time we raced the executioners for a pick of the Empire's fleet, but the Garleans are gone. Them days are with them. Owing to which, we've all of us had to look for other ways to make ends meet. With that jumping up bilge rapper Sicard landing the juiciest, whatever it may be. Not that we silence a struggling mind. We do well enough guarding fish and boats for the fishbacks and other beasties. Get the first pick of the produce for our trouble, see? Quality stuff at bargain price. This we pass to our sisters, as it can sail on account of getting old or wounded or with child. And they cook it up and sell it for a pretty profit. Simple. Oh, I miss the old days, don't get me wrong. But when I see the girls with their little ones, I think to myself, that I have peace and quiet ain't all bad. That's a good captain. I think that's everyone. Let's return to Alfredo wherever he is. God, that is a huge chonking lad. Look at the size of that chocobo. Come, Gigi. So, what'd you guys find? Walking through the city, one would never suspect this was until recently a bastion of piracy. The animal is to be recommended for overseeing so swift a transformation. As I went about making my inquiries, I chanced upon a shop that boasted a rather enticing selection of sweetmeats. Perhaps we could take Gabu and Graha there one day. I see everyone has returned. Now, who would like to go first? I guess me. So, they don't know much, but they've been making bank in other ways. So, just as their imperial prey begins to disappear, Sigurd turned the executioner's fortunes around with a mysterious new source of income. Whatever it is, it's nothing to scoff at. According to the tavern keeper I spoke to, the crew have been indulging themselves as never before, but no amount of drink seems to loosen their tongues as to how they are coming by that coin. For my part, I spoke with a reporter from the Harvard Herald. The publication has been investigating the secret of the executioner's good fortune, and making little headway. Plainly, the executioners do not wish to nature their business to be made public. And I think I may know why. In the course of making inquiries at the Hawker's Alley, an interesting fact came to light. Just as the executioners began to enjoy better fortunes, the price of crystal went into sharp decline, a sudden fall in demand, I was told. Curious, I contacted Hori Boulder, who has been watching the movements of the beast tribes. My suspicions were proven correct. Despite ever-worsening relations between the beast tribes and the Thalassocracy, God, I could pronounce it the first time, but not this time. Thalassocracy, neither Titan nor Leviathan have been made an appearance of late, suggesting that the kobolds and the Sahagin lack the means by which to summon them. You mean to say the executioners are divesting them of the crystals? All indications point to that conclusion, yes, though we had no hard evidence as of yet. We must investigate further. Agreed. So how do we proceed? Oh, I have an idea about that. In fact, I have already taken the liberty of making certain provisions. Hardy hard har. Do tell, Alfredo, my man. If Alfredo's theory proves well-founded, it would go some way to explain the executioner's vehement opposition to peace. Do you remember how Alfredo pretended to be some manner merchant to infiltrate Umor? Well, I bet you 10 gil he's about to reprise the role. In search of Sigurd, Alfredo has the look of a man with a plan. During my inquiries, a disgruntled merchant informed me that a wholesaler of crystals had recently arrived in Limsa Laminsa, offering wares at prices far undercutting the competition. After asking around, I was able to gain an introduction, and will shortly pose as a potential buyer, in a bid to establish the crystal's provenance. The man is due to be at Okan's embrace in Lower La Nocia shortly. I suggest we make our way there at once. Lead the way. Alright. But where are we headed? Lower La Nocia. Oh, near the dry docks. Let's make our way there. Activate Nannybot. Gonna take a drink of water really quick from all this talking. Just a sec. And we're back. Alrighty. What say you, Alphino? Oh, we're pulling out the sad music. And a stretching Lalafell. That appears to be our merchant. Wish me luck. Wait, if he truly is in league with the bloody executioners, he would surely be wary of those allied with the Admiral, the son not least of all. Compared to yours in indolence, mine is an unfamiliar face. Let me play the role of a buyer. Graha is right, and even if we aren't recognized on sight, you look too gentile to be mixing with the society's underbelly. Gentile? But very well, I leave it to you, Graha. Go get him, Graha. You can do this. Got business with me, Catboy. You're the crystal wholesaler, yes? That I am, but you're no merchant. So what do you want crystals for? I'm, Don't look at us, you idiots! You'll give us away! Ah, Graha. Oh, I see. You're a weaponsmith, am I right? You need crystals to make staffs like the fine specimen you got there. That's right. I am indeed a weaponsmith. I use naught but the finest materials. I bid show me your wares. Well, we don't invite just anybody into our storehouses. It takes time to establish trust, you understand. It's a trap! It's a trap! Look, I have a large and urgent commission. The quality is satisfactory. I will not quibble over the price. Alright, it's plain that's no ordinary crystal adorning your staff, so I'll make an exception. Come with me. That's a trap. Graha, that is a trap. Ah, God. Hook, line, and sinker. It seems to be working. Let's follow him. Ah, that is a trap. Absolutely so. Alright, against my better judgment. Come, GG. Activate Nannybot. Seems so long ago that we were out here as a marauder, beating up sheep so we could get experience, eventually becoming a warrior. How I love La Nocia. Given how long he spent playing the Crystal Exarch, you'd think Graha would be a better actor. Honestly, if it hadn't been for that staff, we must remember to thank Totaro. It's a trap! That it is, Kimnya! It is indeed a trap. God, this is so much a trap. They went into a tunnel quietly now. This is most definitely a trap. Well. You won't find any finer, especially not for the price. Indeed, I would expect to pay more than double for such quality. How could they possibly be so cheap? There's nothing unlawful about them, if that's what you're worried. They're from O'Gormo, if you take my meaning. That's as pure as it gets. You won't be disappointed, so how much do you want? We're watching his back, but who's watching ours? It's a trap within a trap. Oh, Gormoro, taken from kobolds, just as we suspected. Yep. That's enough. Shut your gobs and turn around slowly. Why do you guys even look surprised? That is the most obvious trap I've ever seen since Valkyrie invited the Crystal Exarch to Ulmor. I could take a bullet to the chest. Let me at him. I'm Sickard, acting captain of the bloody executioners. No need to introduce yourselves. We know who you are, scions. And we also know you've been chatting to the Admiral. Got eyes and ears everywhere, see? Comes with being the only true pirate crew left in Limsa. Double trap. Yes. A double trap indeed, Kim. Kimnya. Where was I? Oh, yes. So, we've established you ain't here to buy crystals. Question is, what are you here for? I don't know, I could buy some crystals. Heard they come in handy for crafting. You're bored to reveal yourself to us without knowing our objective. That would explain your swift rise to the power. To speak you have spoken plain, so I will return the favor. We've come to learn why the bloody executioners oppose the Admiral's will. And we have our answer. Should Limsa make peace with kobolds, you would lose the source of your newfound wealth. That's right. Just to remind you though, we ain't breaking any rules here. The laws forbid us from attacking any vessel not flying the Imperial flag, but this says nothing about beastmen, so he's found a loophole. Only reason we keep our operation nice and quiet, because we don't want no one taking our business. Wait, just listen to the end, will you? For what it's worth, I have the highest respect for you and yours. Him especially. While the Maelstrom's been worrying about dirtying the fancy red cobber, you lot stormed O'Gormo and battered Blading Titan himself. God, that is a sentence and a half. I raised a mug to you when I heard the news. And now we're following in your footsteps, making sure the beastmen never summon the stinking gods again. Practically your successors we are. That's true. When there's still our Imperial ships about, we did our bit for Limsa and went after them. But with the Guardians gone, there's no one left to ply or trade on except the beastmen. So let us have that, eh? It's only fair. Contentious though some may find your views, it is true that you have broken no laws. For that being so, I see no reason why you should not state your case directly to the Admiral's face. Unless the acting captain is the only true pirate captain of the only true pirate crew left in Limsa, God, has some other cause to hide in a cave? Well said. Well said indeed. Alright. I'll meet with you, Captain. I even provide the venue. Thou stall us, sir. I trust she won't turn down the invitation. Well, at least he seems somewhat reasonable. Joker head motherfucker. Alrighty. That's that. It's a trap. A double trap. I don't know about you, but I could do to stop myself from punching Sickard in his smirking face whenever he opened his mouth. I didn't hear the cadence of his voice, so I do not follow. Did look like the Joker, though. Though I have some passing knowledge of prior events, I'm yet still ill-qualified to meddle in the Limson affairs. 'Twas not my place to argue with Sickard, much as I would have liked to. Nay, it is for the Admiral to deal with them, the bloody executioners too, by bringing them to the negotiation. By bringing them to the negotiating table, we have played our part. On rough seas, Alphino is keen to report back to the Admiral. I thought myself the hunter. It turns out I was the prey. Timely reminder that the pirate powers of Limsa are not to be trifled with. But all's well that ends well. Garhatia's timely provocation had the desired effect, and Sickard has agreed to the meeting. Let us hurry back to Limsa and pass on his invitation to the Admiral. Alright, let's head back. How are we all doing today? Hope you all having a good Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. I should make up some taquitos. Is that an electric guitar? Oh hey, a standard black mage. Gigi's looking as well. Corporal Scotty, your commands have already reported to command room. Will you be joining them? Yes, sir, Bob. Let's check in. Tacos. Indeed. I'll still say, I'm gonna just call it the Alice. The Alice is the very last place for such a meeting. The Admiral would be marching right into a coral's den. Hope we don't end up regretting this. Sickard does not want for confidence. This much is plain, but I have faith in the Admiral. She has dealt with far worse. While we have no assurances Sickard will be admirable to reason, there can be no compromise without discussion. There you are. We have eagerly awaited your return. Alright. Welcome back, my friends. What news? Something, dark side. Something, complete. So, they have been stealing crystals from the kobolds. My thanks for solving the mystery, and securing a meeting besides. Suffice to say, I accept Sickard's invitation, and would have joined me as my guest. The future of Limsa hangs upon the outcome of this meeting, and I would have the signs present to bear witness. You're bringing bears to witness? Oh, now it says blue. It must have just been the lighting.
Look who's come crawling! Traitor!
You can shove your piece!
Well, they seem happy.
Welcome aboard, Admiral. I'll wager you don't remember me. Sicard, acting captain of the bloody executioners, at your service.
'Twas kind of you to invite us. Now, if Captain Hillfear has a message for me, I bid you speak it.
We have just the one demand. That you forget this bilge about making peace with the Beastmen. Ours is a nation of pirates. Always has been, always will be. Deny us our right to plunder, and you deny who we are.
Fair enough.
Too bloody right!
Pirates till we die!
What we take! Piracy has no place in our future.
Oh, she just dropped a mic.
What'd she say?
Pirates have no place.
Did you have to repeat what she said?
Our nation has prospered through piracy, 'tis true. Yet it is but one part of our long and storied history. Centuries ago, our ancestors led a failed rebellion and were driven from their homes with little more than the shirts on their backs. In fear of their lives, they sailed south until they came to these shores.
Don't think I've heard that before.
Finding the land occupied by kobolds, however, they were forced to turn to piracy in order to survive. And survive they did. But not so long ago, when the Empire threatened to crush everything we'd built, we set aside piracy and joined hands with our neighbors. This too was in order to survive. And survive we did. Time after time we fought the Empire, and time after time we won. And through trade with our newfound allies, we prospered more than we ever did through pillaging and plundering. The Empire teeters on the brink of collapse. Ere long, provinces like Wurlit and Bosnia and many others will regain their freedom. When they do, our matchless fleet will lead the world in a new golden age of commerce. The tides favor us, and the ocean beckons with her vast bounty. But if we cling to the old ways, this great ship we call Limsa will trade the boundless seas for a lagoon. Shall we scorn the world's wealth for a plundered pittance then? Or shall we embrace change and thrive, like our ancestors before us? The choice is yours. But if we are to prosper in the coming age, the whole of Vilbrand must become our ship, and a kobold and Sahagin our crewmates.
They aren't gonna be liking that.
Rousing words. Might even be some truth in them. But pirating's all we've ever known. And we ain't about to give it up just 'cause you say so. Still, we're all the Mincins here and no one wants a war. So where does that leave us? Long before you became Admiral, I heard you was captain of the League of Lost Bastards. That true? If so, you'd know how we pirates settle our differences.
A duel. Very well. As Admiral of Limsa Laminsa, I accept your challenge.
What, you gonna be rocking blue eyes, or more of a dark magician kind of admiral? Oh, an actual duel. Not with a children's card game. Never mind. Nice. Oh! Oh, I felt that.
This ain't over! Not till one of us is dead! Finish the job! Or I will!
Hello.
It's the captain!
Yeah, no shit.
Captain
That guy looks like a captain.
Ye fool. 'Twas over afore it began.
Now that guy sounds like a pirate.
Captain!
Seems the whelps have been yapping while their master was abed. Listen well, all of ye. Since the signing of the Galadian Accord, we all of us have been part of the same crew. The crew with a good ship Lemsa Laminsa. At the helm of that ship is the Admiral. And 'tis she who decides where we sail. Was I not clear on that point? Or did you forget whose deck you stand on? Nay?
That is a great voice actor.
Then what in the seven hells are you playing at?
It's all we know, Captain. If we ain't pirates, what are we?
You're bloody idiots is what ye are. Idiots with your own lives ahead of ye. Ye can do anything ye want. Be anything ye want.
I shall be a buttle. I shall buttle, sir.
We're pirates, aye. And we pirates love our loot. But that ain't our first love. Our first love is the sea. The sea! And what she brings us. Freedom! So hold fast to that. Let the brine-crusted husk that stands before you now be the last of them as knew naught save out of steel. And make of yourselves a new breed of pirate!
Yeah, okay.
Lad, I made ye me right hand because I saw something in ye. And I still do. You have the makings of a captain. All you lack's the belief.
You have to make it a greatness in you.
Well now, it seems we're of one mind after all. Apologies for the misunderstanding, Admiral. We're with ye, wherever ye be headed.
You have my thanks, Hilfir.
Your choice of dueling pistol did not escape my notice. Good old Annihilator. Ender of many a proud pirate's voyage. Mistbeard's vanished into legend, and it won't be long before I take my rest in the depths. Yet be that as it may, the old ways can only truly die when we've dealt the Empire the telling blow. There'll be stormy seas ahead, no doubt. But I'm trusting ye to steer us through to the other side.
Well, that was neat. Nice long Limson cutscene. We haven't had one of those in a fair while. In fact, Limsa has never been particularly the center of the story. It's always been Ul'dah. Gridania and Limsa have just kind of been on the wayside. So it's nice to get a lot of Limsa here. I hope we get a lot of Gridania soon. While I don't condone what Sicard has been doing, I know how difficult it can be to change course. It took me long enough to join the Scions, didn't it? Too true. When the discussion gave way to a duel, I feared what might unfold. Yet only a fool would underestimate the Admiral, as Sicard soon discovered. There are times when one must stand one's ground, even if it costs failure, as it is beyond reckoning. The Admiral did just that, and I have nothing but respect for her. And as she continues to steer her nation through to this period of transition, I pray to the Navigator that we will see fit to fill her sails. Though I had anticipated a duel, I did not foresee Helfner would intervene. But full glad am I that he did. 'Twould have been a shame to kill the boy. Instead, the whelp has learned a valuable lesson. Don't get shot in the leg, and we have made peace among ourselves. All that remains to do is likewise with our neighbors. Go with that. The great ship Vilbrin, whatever. For the first time in a long time, Melweb's course is clear. Now I need hardly tell you, but any attempts to negotiate with the tribes is doomed to fail, unless their minds can first be wrested from the grip of the gods. And so, in the meeting we seek to arrange with the kobolds, I would have you free the leader of the Titan's influence. Leave it to us. We will open his ears to reason. You have my thanks. Ere we proceed, there is something you should know. I'm Batman. Some 50 years past, when the Sahagins swarmed at our halls in ever greater numbers, Limson entered into a covenant with the kobolds. To men shall go the bounty of the sea. To the kobolds shall go the bounty of the land. An ostensibly equitable arrangement, conspicuously lacking in detail. Aye, inadvertently or not, the wording was ambiguous, and we took advantage of it, moving in to claim the northern regions of Lonosia, which the kobolds believed theirs. Bloodshed followed, then bloodshed to answer the bloodshed, and on it went, till every ilm of Vilbrin bore the stain of our conflict. This is not history, you understand. It is present, fresh and raw. And with the kindred's blood yet on our hands, we will struggle to regain the kobold's trust, even should we cure the tempered. Admiral, you speak of obstacles we are like to encounter at our meeting, but as things stand, I see no reason why the kobolds would agree to meet in the first place. And so we must provide a reason. I will restore the stolen crystals to them, and personally deliver the cargo along with my apologies. Mate, they will welcome us into their midst, not to speak of peace, but to have you at their mercy. Aye, and given the wealth of crystals we will bring, I'll wager they will attempt to summon Titan there and then. Meaning a high priest would need to be present, to whom we could administer the cure. Precisely. He's the fish I would catch, but he would not be alone. Nay, he will have guards on hand, and they will lay down their lives to protect him. Yet a single death on the kobold side would jeopardize our chance at peace, and there my venture founders. Yet it need not. What if we were to employ the Conqueror's Chain? Though we would still have to weaken the kobolds, it would allow us to subdue them without inflicting lasting harm. The artifact Mistbeard used to take goods, not life. Aye, that would serve. Well done, Marshal. So, friends, what think you of our strategy? The effects of tempering are cumulative, and we may safely assume that the High Priest's exposure to primal influence is extensive. It will therefore take a great deal of ether to reverse its effects, not to mention time. Time during which Alisaie would be defenseless, even should we look to her protection. I'm not convinced we could keep an entire army of kobolds at bay. Well, I'm happy to take the risk. It's not as if we have any other choice. Fair. Besides, it's what Tessaline would do, and had I not followed her example, we wouldn't even have a cure for tempering, much less a chance to bring peace to Vilbrud. So I'm going to cure that priest, or die trying. Hey, you said it, not me. I believe you, Alisaie. I believe in you, Alisaie. And I believe in you too. You and everyone. I know you'll keep me safe. It is settled then. So do your preparations and make for Camp Overlook. We will join you there anon. Alright. Let's get to it. Hi-ho, Silver! Away! Right. A little bit of stuttering there. Beyond a no misapprehension, the exact of the High Priest's tempering is like to far exceed that of Gabu. But then, his was a relatively mild case, milder indeed than the majority of those who we wish to save. The coming mission will be a truer test of our treatment. I have no doubt that Alisaie will succeed with the cure, if we can but afford her time. Alright, Alisaie, what say you? Halfnar wasn't lying when he said I'd be defenseless, so I'm counting on you all to give me the time I need. Our sole purpose will be to keep you out of harm's way, so leave that to us and focus on your own task. Indeed, should you want for ether, you need only say the word. Gabu, did you follow us here? Something important that I want to say to the High Priest. Express, state, say. Please let me come with you, please. I'm sorry, but it's too dangerous. I need you to promise me that you'll stay here where it's safe, alright? My apologies for the wait. It took time, but we have secured our audience. All unfolded as expected. At the moment of my return to the crystals in person, Kobolds suddenly remembered how keen they were to be reconciled even. And so, in the glorious spirit of cooperation, we are to be received by Patriarch Zada of the Second Order, who awaits our pleasure in the navel. If you're ready, let us proceed to Ukumuro Mines at once. Let's get to it. Activate Nannybot. I forgot that a realm reborn doesn't have music during night. Halsey can be forgiven at a certain amount of recklessness, but if she goes so far as to contemplate sacrificing herself, remind her how she responded when I thought to do the same. Not that I will let it come to that, of course. Ready when you are, my friend. You're gonna lose a hand if you flick your forehead, Graha. There's nothing more to say. I'm going to do this for Gabu and Tesseling, and anyone who has ever dreamed of a better future. Petrakzada, the name sounds familiar. It is because he was the one who presided over the deaths of Gabu's parents. I tried to reach out to him that day, only for the pleas to fall on deaf ears. But this day will be different. We will reach out together, all of us, and we will take peace in our grasp. The Conqueror's chain stands ready, but wicked foes, it will see them subdued. That was a weird statement. This Aetheryte will bear us to our quarry. Should he make to summon Titan, as I anticipate, we will halt the ceremony and restrain him. At this, all hells will break loose, and we will have an army of kobolds to entertain while Alizé's work is done. Just remember, none must die. We will weaken them, and let Enzar do the rest. It is time. Stay the course, my friends. I spy calmer waters beyond the squall. Alright, let's get into this tussle. So is the parents' corpses still there? How many weeks has it been? Here's science.
Greetings, Patriarch. I am Merlwib Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Laminsa.
I'm gonna be real with you, chat. There's no way I'm ever going to be able to pronounce that correctly.
I come before you to offer my sincerest apologies for the many wrongs committed by my people against you and yours.
You were foolish to come here. Stupid, unwise, foolish.
These things are just walking thesauruses.
The Great Father shall have your souls for your folly.
That's a tiny wand, dude. What are you gonna do with that?
Aye, just as we thought.
Come get a licking.
Now, Alizé! Quickly!
You don't need to tell me!
Let none pass. We must grant her as much time as we can.
Well then, let's start kicking ass and taking names. Oh, today's a long day. Oh well. Let's rock. The girl seeks to harm the Patriarch with vile magics. Kill her! Slaughter! Slay! Kill!
We must protect Alizé!
Yeah, no shit. think they're in your sights. Nice. Onslaught.
My sights.
All yours, Admiral. You may fire when ready. There you go, Alize. Nice. Yes, it's ready. Go, Angelo. Look, only 25%, is it? Ah, this tempering is too severe. Can't finish the job. So let her recover then. So one person's ether alone is not enough. Hello! I summoned Frey in attack mode. Come on. What? No, you don't. Yeah, I'm just stunned. All yours, Admiral. You may fire when ready. Nice. Avro, let us then Alize or Ether. I swear I can read. Thank you for your great shape. I'm heading out now. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by, Kenyon! Hope you have a wonderful day and an excellent sleep. Pleasure to have you here today. Uh-oh. Bunny hop. Oh, that can't be good.
More! I need more ether!
Yeah, hold your horses, Alize.
Just a little more!
Oh, that's not good. Oh, he's taking all of them at once. Holy crap, dude. Ooh. That guy is pretty metal. Ooh, 50%. 25 to go. Guess I'm up. Almost there. Handle it. Lend me your ether too. Alrighty. Hello. You're dead now, girl. Girl, finish. Done for. Dead. Hey, Admiral. Made my decision before I came here. No matter what it cost me, Limpsa will have peace. Alright. I'm up. Come get a licking. Spin the win. me, buddy. Come on. And... almost got him. In the way. Come on and slam. And welcome to Japan. Come on and slam. If you got a jam. And you're done. Alright, Alze. Let's continue this. Thank you. It will work this time, I promise. Do your thing, Alze.
Yes, this will do. Here I go. Go, Angela.
Survey says...
Did it work?
Here's hoping, Alphino.
What? What is the meaning of this?
I'm sorry, but they died by your hand. You sacrificed them to summon Titan.
Such a thing!
Would that there were a cure for the victims of the Tempered.
Ew, scolding, Graha. Hey, Gabu!
Gabu! What are you doing here?
His best, that's what.
Patriarch, please listen to me. Hear, heed, listen.
Here, fear, think. I mean, what?
The Great Father we have been summoning is false. He only hurts us and those we love. For a long time, his voice filled my mind. It told me to do terrible things. Awful, unspeakable, terrible things.
I'm never gonna get used to his voice.
But I didn't give in to it. And you mustn't either. There's been too much pain already. So please, end the suffering.
What have I done?
We share this child's desire, Patriarch. An end to summoning, for it spells naught but misery for both our peoples. For many long years, man and kobold have feuded over territory, pillaging and perishing for the earth beneath our feet. It may be said that we fought to survive, but what we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on. I would see us set aside the past and work together for peace.
It was wrong of me to hurt my own in the name of the Great Father. Sinful, evil, wrong. But that doesn't mean there can be peace between us. Men cannot be trusted. The bounty of the land was to be ours, and yours the bounty of the sea. But you broke the pact. Violated, breached, broke. Unready as we were, what choice had we but to call upon the divine to rid ourselves of your tyranny?
None, and I do not blame you for it. In violation of the spirit, if not the letter, of the pact, we took your lands for our own. The fault lies wholly with us. On behalf of all Laminsons, I offer you my humblest apology. I pray you'll find it in your heart to accept it. Yet I know an apology alone will not serve to make things right. So, we will revise the pact to leave no room for doubt. And any who violate it shall face justice, swift and certain.
No, we won't be fooled. Not again.
Please, hear me to the end. Fleeting though it was, there was a time when man and kobold abided together in harmony, in cooperation. In those days, your people shared the secrets of smelting. Knowledge which allowed Limsa Lominsa to thrive. Much of what we have, we owe to the kobolds. And so, for the good of all who dwell on this isle, I wish to make you an offer. We will bear your people's wares to every corner of the world, and trade them in your stead. In return, we will bring you the bounty, not only of the sea, but lands both near and far. Whatever you desire, the Navigator as my witness, you shall have it. There will be no more man and beastman, just the crew of the great ship that is Vilbrand. And together, we will share in the wealth of the world. If you'll only accept our hand in friendship.
We want to believe you. We truly do. But we believed you before and you betrayed us. Fooled, deceived, betrayed us.
There are bad men, it's true. But there are also good ones. And the ones before you are the best of them. They were always kind to me. Caring, nice, kind, and I trust them with my life.
Before I became Admiral, I was a pirate. I stole, I fought, I stained the sea red with blood. Such is my past, and I dare not forget it, however much I might want to.
It's amazing that thing didn't go off when it hit the ground.
That is death penalty. The pistol I used to pass judgment on my own sire when he fell thrall to Leviathan and betrayed his comrades. It's loaded. If you were to point it at my head and pull the trigger, I would most assuredly die. Though it isn't much, my life is the single most valuable thing I possess. If it will suffice to atone for past wrongs, take it. A single bullet to annul the old pact, and my blood to write it anew. What comes after, I entrust to this man, my second in command. I know that he will do his utmost for the happiness of all who call Vilbrand home.
Admiral is pretty metal. Ho ho ho. Psych, shoot Alpha now. Ooh.
I do not trust you. Not yet. But Gabu does. And I will trust him.
That'd make a good poster. Trust in Gabu.
We want you to know that we respect your faith. There's nothing wrong with giving thanks to the land which sustains you. But summoning is different. Should you hear of anyone who would attempt it, we ask that you appeal to their better judgment, or failing that, seek our aid. We're always ready to help.
Many and more of my brethren are yet in thrall to the Great Father, just as I was. If you could free them too, I would be grateful. Appreciative, thankful, grateful.
Gesundheit.
'Tis we who should be grateful, Patriarch. I thank you for affording us this chance.
That was intense. Holy crap. Alright. Sup? The Admiral seems hell's bent on worrying me to death, but I suppose ends justify the means. Well fought, my friend. Well fought. In two separate worlds, the seeds were sown, and through determination of two indomitable women, they have been quickened into this historic moment. I feel honored to have been present to see it. It has taken a long time, but the dream of a lasting peace with the kobolds may soon become a reality, and it's all thanks to Alize. I think it's thanks to Gabu, but yeah, Alizé too. Treatment may have restored the Primarch to his senses, but it was the Admiral and Gabu's words that touched his heart. This moment belongs to all of us, Indolent. We couldn't have done it without each of you. Each other, whatever. I'm so glad we could sway the Patriarch. Convince, persuade, swayed. Swag. Thank you for making it possible. Thank you. It would seem that we have found a way to forward with the kobolds. Next, we will help the Second Order to free the Tempered Brethren from thraldom. Theirs is far from the only order, of course, and it will take no small amount of time and effort to reach the rest, but reach them we will, however long it takes. I would say that I was in your debt, but that has long since been true. So instead, I will say thank you for helping us plot a new course, not only for Limsa Lominsa, but all of Eorzea. We just hit level 83. Futures rewritten. Alphinaud's face is a picture, equal parts jubilation and relief.
Right. Let's return to the Rising Stones.
Yep, job well done. Let's give Alizé a rest.
Admiral, something strange is afoot at the floating city.
Breathe, man. What is it?
I think it's best you see for yourself. Please, come with me.
Boy, what hauling ass?
What in the world is that?
That, young Alphinaud, is Isengard.
A tower?
Yet, that's just, you know
You can
what,
see
never
it too, then? I feared I was losing my wits. One moment I was patrolling as usual, and the next it was just there.
Some bullshittery is on its way. Shenanigans.
Yes? This is she. I am. I'm looking at it. What? Understood. Send the Elder Seedseer my regards. The communications officer. It seems this isn't the only tower. They've sprung up all across Eorzea.
Never a moment's rest.
Nothing more is known. Only that they appear to be of Garlean construction. Our allies on the Alamegan front are on highest alert.
Oh, great.
Forgive my directness, but would you join them? They may well need the help.
Of course, Admiral. We shall make all haste.
Let's get over there.
My thanks. I will return to Limsa to weigh our response. Look for Commander Hext when you arrive in Alamigo, and may the Navigator speed you on your way.
Thank you very much, Admiral. Always a pleasure to serve the Maelstrom. Looks like something out of Metroid. Alright, so that Almegan quarter. Hi ho, Silver. Away! Hey, Lise. Boy, it got dark quick.
Thank you for coming so soon.
Yeah, it was just
I'll
one
send for
etherite
Commander
check.
Aldin at once, and we can decide what to do about these infernal towers.
Throw me. That's a big ass dragon. Oh, and it's Van Daniel. Okay.
It can't be.
Oh, don't say it any more explicitly.
The palace! After them!
God, you all are enthused today. Alright, let's go. Hey, Robon.
You're here. Good.
Yeah, that's a big ass dragon. I don't like that smile.
Well, well, well! To be received by such an illustrious cast! Why? Even the hero of the piece is here! I feel quite starstruck.
I don't care if he's possessed by an Ascian, that voice is still annoying as all hell.
A sign?
His body, more like. You don't fool us.
Oh! You saw straight through it! Anyone would think you dealt with Ascians before. Permit me to introduce myself. I am Fandaniel, and may I say what a pleasure it is to finally make your acquaintance.
What do you want? Oh, way. This is a holiday. Oh, yesterday was a holiday.
Straight to business, is it? Suit yourself. It is my intention to recreate the final days.
Of course it
To
is.
which end I have distributed a collection of rather ingenious devices, or towers, which will, in time, give rise to the grandest of spectacles.
The final days? But it was the Ascians who labored to prevent them.
You're quite right, though I would expect no less from one responsible for eliminating my unsundered colleagues. Honestly, the three of them were obsessed with restoring the one true world. As a sovereign individual, however, I never had much interest in such things. I mean, why bother when you're just another sundered minion?
Fair enough.
Admittedly, Elidibus was not convinced by that argument, but thanks to you, I'm finally free of his incessant nagging. Free to use my powers as I see fit, to fulfill my heart's desire.
God, he has a lot of movements. I now know what all the
And
budget
my
went.
heart's desire is to lay this half-broken world to waste, leaving nary a fleck of dust behind!
What? Why would you want such a thing?
Because I want wretched creatures who ask such meaningless questions to die! You! And you! And you! I want you all to die! And I want to die too! Oh, yes! I want to die and take everyone with me in a paroxysm of pain and suffering!
Okay.
I'm different, you see. From the ancients who clung to dear life, and from you. So don't bother trying to reason with me. You will find I have no reason, or creed, or any such tripe. I just want to destroy the world. But please do resist with all your might. It will add to my enjoyment.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled, for the curtains have risen on the spectacle to end all spectacles.
I think we just found out Kefka.
We, the Telophoroi, shall be your performers and this very star our stage.
That's the light of the crystal. Holy crap, that's a hyper beam. Never mind.
But I nearly forgot. I have a message for you. My esteemed patron, Lord Xenos, eagerly awaits you at the heart of the chaos. While I wish only to destroy the world, he exists solely to relive a certain, transcendent moment with you. And it is for that reason he would reduce all to ash.
Ah, great, I got a fanboy.
Pray see to it his dreams do not go unfulfilled. For if you should disappoint him, my trusty companion here, whom I've dubbed Lunar Bahamut, will burn your cities and everyone in them.
Well, that's a positive outlook. Okay, bye.
Everyone out! My men will tend to the blaze.
Fair enough. Well, we got that on our plate now. Oh, and it's there again. Would you look at that? What part could these towers feasibly play in the Telophoroid's plans, do you think? I, for one, am at a loss. For now, we would bear word of these developments to the others. Only hope Thancred and Urianger are safe. Though our objectives were different, I could understand why Elidibus and his fellows acted as they did, but found Daniel. It will take me some time to make sense of it all. If indeed there is any sense to be found, there isn't. Okay. You're right, Indolent. Rest of us are fine, if I am a little cinched. The jargon let us off lightly. Honestly, though, only a madman would choose the name Lunar Bahamut, which just about sums up Fandaniel, I suppose. Our scouts report that the Ascian and his dragon have left Girabanya. It seems that this was purely a social visit. Thank goodness everyone is safe. We've managed to put out the fire, though not quickly enough to save the garden. Robon, can I leave it to you to send word to the Alliance? I'm going to take a unit and investigate the tower. We need to find out what it's for. We'll go with you. No, you won't. You'll rest. From what Merweb tells me, you're due some off-duty. Should we learn anything about the tower, we'll be sure to share it with you. Until then, I want you to rest. Very well. But if you need our help, don't hesitate. Take care, both of you. Alright, back to the Rising Stones then. Alright. Hey, Kryl. And Y'shtola. It would seem you have had quite an eventful time in my absence, but I'm fully rested now and ready for more. Yes, Stola, do we have news for you? You're back too. Good. We've received the reports from the Alliance. Since we are all here, perhaps those who bore witness to the events in Alamigo could treat the rest of us to a first-hand account? No sooner do we overcome one problem than another appears. Yeah, that's just the story of my life at this point, Y'shtola. It all seemed tediously predictable, but for the endless variety of our foes. This Van Daniel sounds even more unhinged than his patron. Unhinged, perhaps, but no fool. For all his pantomime theatrics, he gave away little about his plot. We know only that he intends to recreate the final days, and that the towers will somehow facilitate this. He also called his dragon Luna Bahamut. Let's not forget that little detail. The creature did resemble the descriptions from what I've seen of the Elder Primal. That may be, but the fact that it answered to Fandaniel would suggest they are not one and the same entity. I think it more probable that it is some manner of simulacrum born of the Asing magics. Whatever it is, for now, we can but work closely with the Alliance and remain vigilant. I believe that concludes our news. What of yours, Y'shtola? I have been to see the Sultana. Knowing how quick the immortal flames are to dispose of the tempered, I judged it best to provide them with the cure first. As soon as I had sufficiently recovered, I traveled to Uldar and delivered the porxies to Her Grace, along with detailed instructions on how to use them. God, they seem so happy to see that flying pig. Yet my visit chanced to coincide with the arrival of some troubling tidings. The immortal flames had been on the cusp of agreeing to a truce with the Amalja, with the negotiations abruptly collapsing. The Amalja claimed that a number of their kind had been abducted, and that men are responsible. Naught is known of the perpetrators as of yet, but as the immortal flames went about investigating the abductions, they came upon one of Fandaniel's towers. On the subject of the towers, you may be interested to learn that they are not an exclusively Eorzean phenomenon. According to the Alliance, they have been sighted as far afield as Yangsha. Then it would seem reasonable to assume that they are everywhere. We simply have not found them. Well, as you said yourself, we can do little for now, save remain vigilant. And since we are dealing with a dragon, ostensibly at least, I believe it would behoove us to enlist the aid of authorities on such foes. Astinian? Now just a moment. If he could be persuaded to lend us his lance, I would be the first to welcome it, but the truth is, we will struggle even to find him. Let me and Kryl worry about that. We'll snuff him out, no matter where he is hiding. If he is indeed hiding, we have our ways of locating him regardless, so if there are no objections, we shall depart at once. That poor man's about to be bullied once again, and it's going to be glorious. Well, rather than sitting around, I think I might go to each of the city-states and educate them in the use of the porxies. They would doubtlessly appreciate it. But might you consider taking a moment rest before leaving? You would be fresher for the tasks ahead. Well, my friend, a moment of triumph did not last long. Never does, Graha. Oh dear, are you not enjoying our adventure? I really could have done with the rest. That's over the way. The world is often in need of saving. Every time things calm down, something else happens. And save it we shall. I, for one, do not intend to allow a nihilistic madman to take us all to the grave with him. Not when the future holds such promise. Nay, I will do all in my power to protect those whom I hold dear, just as you have always done. There we are. Where's our last cutscene? Somewhere in the locks. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
The scouts should have been back by now. I'm gonna go and find them.
That doesn't look good.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
No, Lise. He's obviously staggering. Come on. Bad touch! Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace... Hello, you bored-looking cat of a man.
The piles have been driven as planned, and the first of the beasts has roared to life. Moreover, I am pleased to report that preparations are well underway for the rest. Ere long, chaos shall reign over all the land, as befits the final days.
Call it what you will, so long as my friend returns to me, fangs bared and claws sharpened. I care not.
Of course, my lord. By strange coincidence, your dear friend chanced to be present when I made my declaration.
He's wearing a turtleneck under that robe.
I took the liberty of informing him that you await his coming, though I confess, I may have singed him a little in the process.
And why do you tell me this? Are you in such a hurry to die?
He clearly did in his statement, yes.
My apologies. I must guard my tongue lest it be the end of me. Though, there is something to be said for such a glorious death. Better to fall to one who has it all than falter before an inferior. Huh. I shall keep it in mind as a contingency. For now, however, I shall proceed with the plan. My lord.
I want that sword. I'm not even a samurai.
I must find myself a new weapon. One worthy of our long-awaited reunion.
Do you have to, though? Rude. Well, so much for getting that sword. Never mind then. Jerk. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, beautiful rainbow people in between, thank you so much for watching. It has been a, wow, very long stream. Thank you, Kim Yon and Orin, for joining me today. We shall continue with a 5.5 on the morrow. Until then, you all have a good day and a good sleep. And I will see you then. Ta-ta.